I guess the theme of this camp has been increased intensity from the defense. Have you been feeling that, and kind of, 2 weeks in, how are things going on that side of the ball?
I think that has been, a big objective this camp, and I think with the guys that have come in this year have done a great job at bringing new energy and I don't know. You look at guys like KT, and it doesn't matter what kind of play it is, doesn't matter if it's a bad day, he's gonna bring the juice, and that's good to have on the defense, especially.
What does a more intense Dave Aranda look like in practice?
At first, it's kind of different because the more intense Coach Aranda is, you might not tell from the outside point of view, but knowing his expressions and everything, certain looks he has, if he looks down and shaking a head, next play if it's not right, it's gonna be a bad day for everybody. So we just kind of learned that and getting used to it.
You talked about Keith. What do you feel like he brings?
I feel like he brings a juice. It's I feel like we've been missing a little bit of swagger in the linebacker room ever since guys like Terrell left. And I feel like KT brings that. He brings physicality, so it's really good to have in the room.
What are some of the main advantages of having Coach Aranda in that linebacker room every day?
That's a big advantage because, I've never been around a coach that makes me feel dumb in a way because he gets so in depth and everything, and usually I have a good grasp on defenses, but he be going so in depth and I'm just mind blown by how much he knows and how much he's taught me just in the short time that we've had him as a coach.
What aspect of your game do you think you've really improved on from last year?
My pass rush has gotten a little bit better. I've been stiff my whole life pretty much, and especially in the pass game. But Coach Aranda is getting a lot of work, working on my head moves and getting to freeze the guards and the tackles this year.
I mean, you mentioned you can tell if you did something wrong, it's going to be a bad day. What are some of the punishments like? And what are the worst, and what are the punishments like when you do something wrong?
It's a lot of guys will kind of compare it to disappointing a parent. It's kind of he might not talk to you for a second, but it's almost worse than if he were to just grill you for a minute. So it's different, because I feel like coaches in the past, especially all around college football, they're going to grill you. But I feel like with the head coach that we have, it's more of man, I messed up, that's on me, and I'm letting my brothers down, and you're going to feel worse.
Was there a first example in practice where you were oh wait, his mind is Aranda's mind works differently, something he saw that
I've kind of always known. I mean, I've been here a long time, so I've always known that he sees things differently, and you can't really pick out any one moment. But it's just you can tell when you look at him.
Brooks, is there anything specific defensively that we'll see different, that maybe wasn't there last year? What will be a difference in this defense?
I think you'll see downhill linebacker play. I feel like last year was more lateral, big box ideas, but this year with guys like KT and Matt, you're going to see downhill, filling the run, and knockback tackling.
How important is Matt's experience and leadership to kind of the defense overall?
It's big because we still got a lot of young guys, all around, basically. In the, we got some old heads in the safeties like Devin Lemire, but you look at Caden Jenkins, he's got experience, but he's still a sophomore. And to have a guy like Matt who can keep the composure late into the fourth quarter, it's really good to have for the defense.
How important is the second scrimmage of fall camp for y'all as a team?
It's a big deal. Nothing's set right now. We got guys that are leaning certain ways, but if you don't show up for a scrimmage, then how can you count on you for a game? So that's pretty much the idea going into it. You got to have your best day this Saturday.